Hey guys, Wolfie here with the Decidio Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global Video for the 6th of August 2019, the second one that I filmed today. And as promised, this is all about Vayne. Now, before I get into the preview for his event, I do want to start this off with a bit of a correction on another character and another bit on a rant. And the rant's going to be a mini rant. So, for those of you who think Serah has Brave Attack plus upon her rework at her EX weapon, that is incorrect. She only has Brave Attack plus. If you hear Brave Attack plus that she has right now, like I said, it is incorrect. It's just Brave Attack plus. So, and the mini rants, I will say this, and this is about every character that's coming along, as well as what we already have. No one unit is a must-have. No one. So that's all I'm going to say on that matter. So with this particular video about Vayne, we're going to go over the preview of this event and a few things I found out about him that should be noted when it comes to pulling for his banner. I do have a few concerns, but I'm going to keep this as fair as possible. So, however, for those of you who know me, know how I'm going to be dealing with this banner. So, I'll return once we get to the home screen. And we are back. So, like I said, as promised, this is going to be all about Vayne. We're going to go over what he can do, but like I said, there are some things that are worthy to be noted in the sense of how to, what to expect when you go after him. So, we do have a preview here called, once we get to the screen. So the name of Vayne's event is going to be called Conqueror's Duty. Now this goes on from the 8th through the 22nd of August 2019, and the dates I mentioned are UTC, which if you're in near the UK or east of the UK, which is basically tomorrow night if you're in or near the US. So basically we're going to go over some stuff here. So this is Vayne Carutas Solidor, and his bio is as follows. A candidate for the next Emperor of Arcadia, this ambitious man will do whatever it takes to preserve House Solidor. He has taken aggressive measures toward neighboring countries and framed Captain Bosch for the assassination of the King of Dalmasca. He is also a skilled politician and a persuasive speaker who can sway people's hearts. So we're going to just go over the command abilities details. But before we do, just always know that with every character event, we are going to be getting 3 cycle quests from the 7th of August at 8 a.m. UTC until the 22nd of August at 22nd of August at 1:59 UTC. Again, that time zone is if you're in or near the UK. So the command ability details is as follows. We got here Mach Wave Plus, Force of Will Plus. I'm just going to go over some description stuff here and there. So, I apologize for that. My cat's being nagging me for attention. And Jackson does say hi to everybody. So, I do apologize for that flip-flop you're probably going to be seeing early on in this video. So with Mach Wave has a base use count of 7, and the base form is a 3-hit melee Brave Attack, grants 1 stack of Conqueror's power to self for 2 turns, limit 3 levels, becomes Mach Wave Plus with 3 levels of Conqueror's power. And Mach Wave Plus is a 3-hit Brave Attack instant turn rate, does not add to turn count, however it does consume count during summoning and support. The level 55 extension version gives you 1 additional use of Mach Wave And what it says here in the extension version, it tremendously increased brave damage. So when bravery may exceed max up to 120%, triggers additional HP attack after use. Now, Force of Will, what does this do in its base form? It's a base use count of 3, 2-hit melee brave attack and HP attack, cancel target's break, then unleashes a 4-hit melee brave attack and HP attack, grants consoles ingenuity to self for 3 turns, may collect only 1 break bonus per use, brave attack becomes kick, HP attack becomes pummel, while consoles ingenuity is active, because Force of Will plus after 3 levels of Conqueror's power. The plus version is a 2-hit melee brave attack and HP attack, cancel target's break, then unleashes a 4-hit melee brave attack and HP attack, grants console's ingenuity to self for 3 turns, instant turn rate, does not add to turn count, but does consume count during summoning and support, may collect only 1 brave bonus per use, brave attack becomes kick, HP attack becomes pummel while console's ingenuity is active. So, the extension version of this move is 1 additional use, tremendously increased brave damage, increased duration of console ingenuity from 3 turns to 7 turns. Keep that in mind. Grants 1 level of Conqueror's power to self for 2 turns, limit 3 levels. Force of Will plus in the extension version is tremendously increased brave damage, increased duration of console's ingenuity from 3 turns to 7 turns. Kick and pummel, what this does is a moderately increased brave damage, grants 1 level of Conqueror's power to self for 2 turns, limit 3 levels. And the plus version both increase moderately increased brave damage. Kick and kick plus, it is what this does. It is a 2-hit melee brave attack because kick plus with 3 levels of Conqueror's power. The plus version is a 2-hit melee brave attack. Instant turn rate, does not add to turn count but does consume count during summoning and support. Pummel, this is a 2-hit melee brave attack and HP attack. Becomes Pummel Plus with 3 levels of Conqueror's power. Pummel Plus is a 2-hit brave attack and HP attack. Instant turn rate, does not add to turn count but does consume count during summoning and support. So we got here the buff and debuff descriptions. Conqueror's power, this lowers all enemies' attack, does not stack with anything of its like-kind debuffs. Console's ingenuity raises max bravery and attack, further raises own max bravery and attack. This does not stack up with the other buffs of like kind. So, what do I think about all this? So, again, this is one of those really OP units. And like I said, I'm keeping, like, some people, if you already know me, you know whether or not I'm going to be pulling on the banner. Now, we notice here there is no preview of the units that are coming along with them. And now we're going to get into a little bit more of some stuff that I was doing a little digging that's worth noting. So, in the JP banner, you only have 4 total synergy characters. You have Vayne, Zack, and Zack because he's the Lost Chapter synergy character, Cyan, and Paladin Cecil. Now, on Global, it's potential of 5, as confirmed by the Twitch stream. Now, what's going on here, you might wonder? Now, according to the Twitch stream, they initially announced the whole thing with a special artifact passive for a certain character who just got their rework. And the person that just got their rework is none other than Serah from Final Fantasy XIII 2. So what can be noted is that Serah is going to be the 5th synergy character alongside whoever else is slated to be on the banner. And again, you don't see the preview of other characters, so something does tell me that we may see a change in the synergy characters for this event. Will I be surprised? Probably not, because I know Global as well as I do, and Global is known for changing things. So with that bit out of the way, and like I said, this event should have Serah's artifact passives, the special ones you need for her, when you do the co-op. So that's something really fun to look forward to. If it's still the case, because you never know, Global could change things, they could go back on their work, that sort of thing. And I'm not saying this part to be negative, but I just want to keep things as realistic as possible. I'm hoping they don't go back, because I'll probably be one ticked off person if they do. So it's one of those, it's like, okay, I gotta keep optimistic, but I also have to be realistic at the same time, because they can change things at the drop of a hat. Now, with the whole thing with the special artifact passes for Serah out of the way, this guy is eventually going to be reliant on characters who can extend his buffs. Eiko, I do see her being a potential individual for being paired up with Vayne. However, another person has been mentioned as a character who he'll need until his rework in 7070. That person being Rosa from Final Fantasy IV. Again, I just don't know how much truth to that part is there in regards to Rosa being a unit Vayne will have to rely on. And I do not want to bring up this upcoming individual, but with Vayne's kit, he is the DPS version, in my opinion, of Y'shtola. And the reason why I have to bring up Y'shtola is because with her EX ability, Pulse of Life, she gets back one use of Stone, her first ability, and one use of Medica 2. Now, you notice, for those of you who are aware of Vayne's EX ability, is pretty much the same shtick. The same shtick being that shtick, my apologies because I accidentally swore, but shtick is that with his EX ability, he restores one use of each of his first two abilities. And I do want to remind you that it's back to its base 4. So, now that we know that Vayne is an EX reliant character, because with his first move, he will probably run out of it fast if you don't have his EX weapon. Now, the thing is with Vayne, and I do have to be completely honest here, is that this is a possible whale banner. Meaning that with Vayne, you need all of his weapons to be at his best, to have him at his best. And then he in a way, and then also in my opinion, he kind of joins the club with Noctis, Beatrix, Gobez, and Paladin Sansels amongst units who need all of their weapons to be at their absolute best. And people mention, people will be surprised at the fact I mentioned Gobez, but Gobez has an issue in his first two abilities where the EX ability helps fix that. But I will put Vayne in as a part of one who needs all of his weapons, because the way I noticed how he's set up in a sense, if you don't have one thing, you can't really use him, in my opinion, because you're missing something, and that something might be just as important as the rest. But I will put Vayne as a whale banner and a DPS version of Y'shtola. So, another thing, like I said, I want to be fair. He is very good at what he does on JP. But it comes down to, do you want to pull for him because he's a meta and he's your favorite, or is it because just meta, you want to rush through the game? No other reason. And that, I don't want to answer that question. That's something I want you guys, the viewers, to figure out for yourselves. Because for me to suggest, hey, you should pull on this banner, and everybody should pull on this banner, if I were to say that, I sound like a bully. Because I'm imposing something the way I play onto somebody else, and I know they're not going to like it. So for me, it's like, I know there's going to be a lot of people pulling on this guy, and I wish them all the best on their pulls. And I do want to bring to light here that with Rinoa's launch chapter coming up in a matter of days, you have Abyss Beta, France's eventual global debut, and the gems you can obtain from the Ultimate Shiva Trials Ultimate Ifrit, alongside Zad's launch chapter banner. You can use all those gems for his banner, although I do want to point out that with Frame, you won't have as much time as you probably will with Rinoa. Just a little forewarning. Now, the other question here is, will we see his alternate costume when he debuts? And the reason why I wrote this in my notes is because when Rinoa showed up, she came with her alternate costume much sooner than we anticipated. Now, again, the whole thing, Fran does have her alternate costume on JP, so it could be the same thing. You have an additional 10 plus 1 pull, because those are 9,000 gems at about $37 United States currency. So it's one of those, it's like, you actually have ways to farm for the banner without, like, regardless if you're pay to play or free to play. Now, the drop rates. The drop rates, not many people, like, bring this up, but I want to be the one of the first that does. You got to keep an eye on the drop rates, because the thing is with every single banner that comes out, even now and in the future, the one staple in every single banner is the 15 CP weapon for every unit in the game released up to this point. And this is kind of important to mention, because people can have 400, 500, 600 tickets, but lack the number of gems necessary to pity pull the EX. You could run through all 600 tickets, but you still don't get the weapons you want. And part of the reason of that being is simple. The rates are per pull. That cannot be emphasized or repeated enough. And my biggest worry above all is the server. Now, why am I bringing up the server aspect to this? Well, if you guys remember, not too long ago, there were server issues when Rinoa made her global debut. I actually got kicked out of Rinoa's event, either co-op or the event itself, a few times. I do fear that we may have a repeat of that server issue. And if that happens, I will not be surprised if I see people being angry about it. Now we're going to get into my final thoughts about this. Vayne, he's an excellent character. If you're brand new to the game, I would definitely go after him. However, there are people who are saving for other characters. Or alternatively, they already have enough DPS units who can get through the Cosmos level of content just as easy, if not easier, than Vayne. Also, you want to take into effect, you have a lot of resources readily available at the appropriate times for his banner. However, he is one of those characters, in my personal opinion, who is a whale banner, because you need all of his weapons to be at his best. He also needs to be at 60-60. And he is, in my opinion, the DPS version of Yashoa, in the sense of when you have the EX weapon, it restores the one use of the first ability and a use of the second ability, which is going to be necessary to survive in longer fights. However, on a positive note, there are plenty of resources available to go after him for those who will be going after his banner. But to really end this whole video, it's the service that has my top concern. And I just don't want to see people being angry over this because of the server issue that we experienced in Rinoa's banner. That's something I don't want a repeat of. We'll be here Signing off. I will catch you all on the flip side.